Once upon a time, a distant memory. It's like synergy. Life the hardest teacher y'all could ever get the master. Get a test first, then y'all get that lesson after. Steve's never stressing them G's to freeze egos. Please, I just get them in threes, like the Migos.
What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Diagnosis Success Podcast. I'm your host, K Sparks. Y'all know what it is, man. Podcast about motivation, inspiration, dedication, helping you get to the next level, whether that be musically or in your life. And I'm just happy to chop it up with y'all, man. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Much love, God bless. And as always, before we start this podcast, we're gonna start off with the word of the day, something motivational, inspirational for you to get you through your week or your day or your life. All right, so this one is simple. I love it. And it says, the people closest to the sun are blinded by it. I'll say that again. The people closest to the sun are blinded by it. Essentially what that means is that a lot of time, people will take you for granted because they're closest to it. So a lot of times when you're close to greatness, when you're around greatness, when it's in your vicinity all the time, that shit just becomes regular, right? In the hood, we call it basic cable, right? That's just basic cable. There's nothing special about it because I'm used to it. It becomes familiar. And a lot of times that's how people treat you in your life, because you are special, because you are you. That's your superpower. Real talk. At the end of the day, nobody can do it like you do it. Nobody can talk how you talk. Nobody can walk it like you walk it. You are you. That's your superpower. So a lot of times people closest to the sun get blinded by it, right? They don't appreciate you like they should. They take advantage of you. They talk to you crazy. They do all kind of wild, dumb shit and then get mad when you cut them the fuck off, right? So I say all that to say is that if you're walking in purpose, you got a gift, you know what you're doing, whether that's music, whether that's business, whether that's entrepreneurship, whether you're going to college, whatever you're doing, keep doing it and keep being great and get them dirty motherfuckers from around you that don't appreciate you, right? That's just real talk. It's like, you know, you got to go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it, whether that be at a job, whether that be in your business, whether that be in a relationship, whether that be with family members. Constantly make sure that you are being appreciated, right? Because you are the sun, right? And you do got purpose, so walk it and talk it and act like it. You are him, so act like it. You are her, right? Act like it, own it. You feel me? People closest to the sun get blinded by it. Don't let those people take advantage of you. And that's the word of the day, all right? Now for this episode, you know, I like this episode, man. It's called Stop Hustling on Crowded Blocks, all right? We're gonna talk about why you should stop hustling on crowded blocks. I'm gonna talk about why I stopped hustling on crowded blocks, right? Shout out to my man JS, AKA The Best. It's my brother. For those of y'all not familiar, we had a podcast called Sync Music Mondays where we spoke about music licensing. Now, if you're not familiar with music licensing, I'll chop it up about that right now real quick. Music licensing basically is the process of artists getting their music in TV and film. That's basically what it is in a nutshell, right? I can't break it down any simpler than that because it doesn't need to be. With music licensing, you know, it changed my life. Like prior to me getting into music licensing, I did traditional recording, right? So I did a lot of albums. You know, to date, just to give you guys context, I released over 40 projects to date. I got over 1,000 songs in TV and film. Like, you know, in 2007, I got introduced to my first sync agent. God rest her soul, rest in peace, Sarah Hunt, dear friend of mine. God bless. Like, she passed away, but amazing person. She changed my life because she was my first agent that actually started to help me get my music in TV and film. Shout out to Jen Anderson Miller. That's another one of my peoples where, you know, they just changed my life, man. You know, like I started getting a lot of money from getting my music and TV and film. And before then, I didn't know anything about that world. So, you know, it was a game changer. And that's what got me to the point I am today, you know? So having put out so much music, I'm in a space now where after all the record deals, all the touring, all of that, I got over 1,000 records out there. Like, they all work for me. So, you know, whether that be with publishing, streaming royalties, sales. So I basically don't have to record ever again if I don't want to, right? But I love music. Like, I love the process. Like, it's just me. I'm a musician. So whether it be making my own music, whether it be I'm making music for other people, I just love it. I'm a musician, right? This is just me and who I am. So with that, I wanted to give back because I feel like too many artists don't know how music licensing can change their life, right? Like they got the old mentality, yo, I gotta get a song on radio and I gotta get a record deal. All this dumb shit that's old school, that's some old school shit. You don't gotta live like that no more, right? There's so many opportunities out here where artists don't have to live like that anymore. So I wanted to make that known and I wanted artists to get those opportunities. So me and JS, we started up Sync Music Mondays, and every Monday, we would put out a podcast about music licensing and how to get your music in TV and film, right? And to educate artists. And I loved it, man. I enjoyed it. You know, I thought it was good. But then what I saw started to happen was the trends with the fake sync gurus, right? So there were a lot of cats coming up and a lot of females too, men and women alike, where everybody's now a sync guru, right? So, you know, whether it be courses, whether it be consultations, whether it be events, whatever it was a lot of grimy motherfuckers just trying to take advantage of everyday artists. You feel me? And for me, that shit was corny because I'm kind of looking back, you know, and me and JS are just kind of looking at the scene and I'm like, yo, these some lame motherfuckers, bro. And I'm like, yo, I don't even know like who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in the music industry for a long time, so I know a lot of people, I know who's who, and a lot of people were just touting themselves to be these gurus. But meanwhile, you know, you're charging artists $2,000 for a consultation that they can't afford that, right? You got a lot of people that work in regular 9-to-5s just trying to feed their families, trying to feed their kids, and these motherfuckers are taking advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? And I saw like on the landscape, there was a lot of people who were attached to bigger entities, right? So when I say that, I mean, they would probably have a sync agent themselves, or they'd be attached to other musical libraries. But then instead of them just being honest and saying, listen, I'm not the plug, my boy. I am not the plug. I got people that help put me on. You know, and that's how I get these things. But no, they presented it as if they were the plug themselves. And if you pay them, then they could help you. Yo, when I tell you, I just got disgusted. I was like, you know, even though like we had the right, genuine motive behind what we were doing, I didn't want to be lumped into the fucking clown show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. Like, my brand is important to me. You know what I'm saying? So I stand on that. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't want to be associated with whack shit, weak shit, lame shit. And it became lame shit. You know, it was like a rat race of who could give the best pitch to separate an independent artist from their money. You know, with the lure that I'm gonna help you get your shit in TV and film, and motherfuckers ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even like the stuff we were doing, it was dirt cheap. We could have charged so much more, you know? I got an e-course out that I put, the Music Licensing Blueprint, right? It's so much knowledge in that course. And it wasn't about the money. I just sold it for like 99 bucks. I was like, yo, if any artist wants all this information, you ain't got to pay me no consultation, man. Like, music has been very good to me and continues to be good to me. I don't gotta try to rob independent artists, man. Yo, you want that 99 bucks right there? Yo, live and let live, and you got it for a lifetime. You know, that's how we were giving it up. Even like we did seminars, yo, first one we did was for free. The second one we charged, but it was a nominal fee. Like, we were just doing it for the right reasons. But like JS said it perfectly. He's like, yo, bro, we ain't hustling on a crowded block. right? And that was real shit. It was like, yo, that's how I felt. It's like, I'm not in this rat race. You know, I'm not trying to compete with lames. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's not how I grew up. That's not how I was raised. So it's like, I don't even want no parts. I don't want to be tied or associated with none of that shit. So we dubbed it, you know? And I pretty much like, nowadays, my mentality is any artist that wants help in that way, yo, it's all love, you know? Like, information's readily available. You know, my website has, you know, the course. I still have it there, whatever, you know, but yeah, we just didn't want to be caught up in that, man. Hustling on a crowded block is a no-no, man, you know? And that was my experience, but I would say, like, to anybody, like, if you want to be in business, you want to be successful, whatever your industry is, right? You could be a barber, you could be a beautician, you could be an attorney, you could be in real estate, whatever it is that you do, pay attention and read the room, right? Like, yo, you gotta read the room, baby. You gotta see what's going on around you. Who are the players, right? What room are you in? Is it too many motherfuckers in this room? And maybe you just need to make a new room? You know, like, that's important, because a lot of times people can't read the room until it's too late. They hustling on crowded blocks. It's like you open up social media and it's a flood of the same crap, right? You look at people's bios and they got all these silly ass emojis in their bio, and it's like they all hustling, trying to sell the same product, trying to do the same thing. But no, it's like, you don't want to hustle on a crowded block, right? You want to find your niche, you want to find your lane, you want to perfect it, and you want to elevate, you know? And part of it is just exposure too, right? Like, understanding, like, all right, what is it that I do well that other people can't do? And how can I spin it in my own way? So I think that's important, man, you know? In the comments below, man, sound off, man. Let me know how y'all feeling. You know, what if there was a crowded block that you was hustling on at one point, and you was like, nah, B, I'm good. I'm solid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. You know, all love, and until next time, peace.